All right, we're in Smith Township, or Smith Cemetery in the 1800s, and we're on Water Tank Road in the Vanderburgh County, about 3 miles south of Cynthiana, and it's on the Helt farm now, but it's a real old cemetery. There's a lot of veterans. And
what's your name now?
My name is John Vogel.
And we just looked at your wife's grave, 2009, up in the Calvert Cemetery. We just moved from Calvert Cemetery to Smith Cemetery. We went about 2 miles west of the Calvert Cemetery. So we were just at Calvert Cemetery, and Mr. Vogel was honoring us enough, and Mr. Smith's going to come down here in a minute. He's 90 years old, but he's going to be buried up at the Calvert Cemetery. But there's lots of Smiths in here, and this is a very old cemetery here in Vanderburgh County. Do you know any of these Smiths have been married here at all, Mr. Vogel?
No, I do not. I really did. I knew the cemetery was here, but this is the first time I've ever been here, you know.
Yeah.
Red, he's always been here.
We're going to get Mr. Smith to talk about it. We're going to go up there and talk to him, but you can see the cemeteries, those old obelisks, and these are probably at least 1812 and some probably Revolutionary War cemeteries. Here we got 1873. Somebody born in 1873 and died in 1940 or 1843, and he was a veteran here. Say your name.
I'm Robert E. Smith.
Birth date?
6/7/27.
6/27/7. So he was a veteran of World War II.
Barely.
Barely. So he got in right at 45.
The Japs heard us coming and they retired.
And where'd you enlist in Cynthiana?
I enlisted in Indiana, yes.
Cynthiana, and then were you in the Navy or Army or Air Force? Army. He's Army ground pounder. You go to Camp Atterbury, where'd you go?
I was inducted in Camp Atterbury, Indiana.
And then where did you go for boot?
Fort Lee, Virginia. Camp Lee then, it's now Fort Lee, Virginia.
And then where'd you go from there?
I come home.
Then you come home because of war, quit at 45, right. Yeah.
14 months and 24 days.
Now, your name's Smith, but you're going to be buried in that previous cemetery, that one Calvert.
I'm to be buried in the Calvert Cemetery.
But you probably got relatives behind us in this cemetery we just looked at.
Many relatives.
And some of them look like even Revolutionary War or War 1812, real old.
Probably so.
Yeah. What'd you do for a living here?
The man that's buried there is where Smith Township got its name.
And this is Smith Township. We were in Armstrong Township, and then we're in Smith Township now.
Smith Township.
And that's
County.
And the big grave that we see there, that's after Smith. What was his first name?
George.
And the Smith Township's still here. It's right west of Armstrong Township.
Named after George Smith. It lives right down there in that string of houses, right down there.
And this, where we're looking there, that's the old Calvert Cemetery, where we're just looking at now.
No.
Calvert Cemetery is in the
way over
that way.
This is where George Smith lived.
George Smith lived right over there where we're pointing the camera.
All the Smiths was right in this area.
All Smiths around here. They had all this probably from, the Homestead Act.
The territory.
Yeah. Which time they get it? What territory? When the Revolutionary War or after that?
1812.
1812.
1812 and 1813.
And they got a lot of property then.
That's when it was going.
And then what'd you do for a living here, Mr. Smith, in Evansville or Cynthiana?
A number of things. Ended up being a janitor at North Posey High School. Posey School District.
Uh-huh. So you know Mr. Circus Scatter? He was there, Circus Scatter?
I know a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's 2 gentlemen right up there. There's 3 gentlemen. It was all North Posey boys.
Yeah, it was a good school. They got to Tolton. There was a big basketball player there.
Right,
Tolton there.
Right, right.
And there's the boys. There's the Helts, and that's another. It's a Vogel Martins. Yeah, and Martins. Those are Martins.
Martins, but not Ken.
Yeah. Here we go now. Tell me about what do you think about World War II and what we did in World War II and how important it was for our freedom.
Well, it gives the Japanese an idea that they ought to be screwing with the United States.
How about the Germans?
The Germans, they tried too many times. And they was all over there. They didn't cause us any problem.
Yeah.
But they did bomb Pearl Harbor.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Red Smith. Okay.
Yeah, Red Smith.
Yeah, my name is Nick Helt. We've lived on this property for going on 21 years now. We keep the cemetery in good shape. Get out there, try and keep it nice for people wanting to come and see their ancestors, and just try and keep it as nice as we can for Smith Township and all the Smiths.
Well, thank you for doing that, Mr. Helt. Now, Smith Township's named after a gentleman in the graveyard there named Robert Smith, that's house right behind us.
Yep.
And you probably brought your property here from some of the Smiths. They had lots of property around here.
Yeah.
And we just left Armstrong Township. Now we're in Smith Township,
Yep.
which is a pretty good size. And the Smiths are the ones renowned for that. And I see really old graves in there, Revolutionary War, probably 1812 and everything.
I think the oldest one that I've seen in there was somebody born in 1771.
Wow.
So it's 5 years before the Declaration of Independence was signed. So it's been there for a long time, and just try and keep it as nice as we can. So
now, even though we're in Vanderburgh County, a lot of these people around here go to Posey County. The last two guys, Posey County, and there's a Posey County high school right here, and a lot of these gentlemen went there, and we're near Cynthiana too.
Yep, absolutely. Right near Cynthiana, when everything was founded. And like I said, my dad purchased this ground from the Smiths and built that house behind us, and we've been here ever since. So just very grateful.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Nick. Appreciate that.